All right, in this episode, we talk about old school coaches
and how we are gonna evolve.
All right, Brent Porcy, Steve, go down here at the @TopVelocity hashtag Pitch Tips Show. We go to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, @TopVelocity hashtag Pitch Tips. Ask your question, we answer on the show. If you didn't hear, we had a tornado come through here the other day, and Steven about passed out. So
I wasn't scared at all.
He's from California, never experienced tornado. Did I say hurricane? It was tornado.
Yeah.
Ripped the sign off the building, but hey, it's a beautiful day today. These flukes happen. Don't worry about it. If you come down here, it's not a regular thing. So yeah, and if you are coming down here, get ready for the summers. We've got big summers coming. It's gonna get busy here. If we can keep the show going, I will. But summer's gonna be busy. So if you haven't started booking your camps and your training, hurry up and do it now, because I'm getting a lot of calls, a lot of bookings for the summer training. Gonna add some serious ball speed this summer. Gonna have guys throwing gas. It's our goal, healthy and throwing gas. What's the question for today?
Steve Volk asks, what do you say to the naysayers and the ones that believe in old school pitching up, down, out, and power L?
Forget about them. I don't know. I mean, this is something, it's a really hard topic. I've tried to answer this question 3 or 4 times, and I can't really put it together. It's it's such a tough question. So let me try. You know, old school conventional mentality has been around forever because they are coming from the past. What's happened, guys? Studies have exploded. Post-2000, pitching studies have exploded. We have more information than we've ever known before, and it's not trickling down. Computers given us apps that allow us to slow video down. We see what's actually happening. It's not trickling down. Why isn't it trickling down? Most of the coaches out there don't make any money, guys. They don't make any money in the sport. This is a broke sport for a lot of coaches. It's a broke sport for a lot of players. Unfortunately, what makes this game sound like it has so much money is because the people at the very top make a tremendous amount of money. They're taking it from everybody, unfortunately. That's how it works. So there's not a lot of qualified coaches because they're not getting paid. I'm guaranteed if you're paying them to do it, they'd be qualified. So it's hard to blame the coaches. You know, they are just doing the best they can, or they should be doing the best they can, and the best is not a lot to expect of. So that being said, what do? Unfortunately, I have to go this route of telling guys to hide from these coaches and avoid this conventional wisdom, because it really has no use. Yeah, it can help you when you're young. It really doesn't help you. You're just helping yourself. But then you get to a point of adversity where you get hurt, you're struggling, you're no good anymore, and then you realize this stuff is just a waste of time. It's doing nothing for you. And coaches that are adamant about you sticking to what that you're telling them, this conventional wisdom, and not go out and learn the science is ridiculous. So unfortunately, you got to go around these coaches. At the same time, too, I know coaches are trying to keep control because they're the chief. They got to run the team. You know, they got to tell you what to do. You got to listen. So it's a hard thing for them. That's why a lot of coaches avoid instruction. That's why guys like me are in business, guys. I'm in business because coaches are not fulfilling this, this aspect of the game for the player. So I fill that void, and I do it the best I can, not knowing what you need, because I did it for myself first as a player. So what do I say to those coaches? I say, come down here and become a 3X coach. What I say to, is that getting to coaches out there? No, barely any coaches are watching this. The ones that are watching it are going to be the better coaches, because they are trying to stay up to date just like I am, and I'm just passing it on. I'm the messenger, okay? Unfortunately, not a lot of coaches are watching stuff like this, and they should be. So you're gonna have to ignore it. You have to go around it, guys. I'm sorry, and I'm sorry to those coaches. You're gonna have to go around it, but respectfully. But I don't know. Steven might have a little bit more bitter approach here, because he's dealt with a lot of crap with his experiences in college. I'm just been doing this long enough. I'm over it at this point.
I was just telling Brent too, like before, the whole big reason why I'm down here and why I wanted to come work for Brent and learn from Brent was because I've been around baseball since I was 5 years old, and I'm tired of hearing the same old stuff that these coaches are teaching people, and not like they don't. I was telling they don't it's not that they don't know, I don't want to say that, because it's like they've played baseball and stuff too, but they don't know player development. Like they don't know what it takes for kids who have a dream that they want to play at the highest level, they want to play professional baseball, what it actually takes for them to get there. Like it's not just some mechanics. Like we all come up growing up thinking like, oh, I'm going to go to this hitting coach and he's going to help me get there, or I'm going to go to this pitching coach and he's going to help me get there. It's like it doesn't work like that for most people. A lot of people who are just naturally gifted athletes that you know, God-given gifts can just, yeah, stuff like that, like they're just naturally going to be good at it, and they're gonna use their natural ability to get where they need to go. But if you're not naturally gifted, then going down those roads that the coaches are trying to tell you, you know, stand tall and fall, or drop and drive, or all these little gimmicks aren't going to help you. You need to learn an approach of how to develop yourself as an athlete, the right biomechanics of how to build off the power that you're making and put it into your swing or into your pitching mechanics, or anything in sports really that you're trying to do. So that was like the big thing for me, that it's like I wish coaches were more like Brent and like understanding, hey, you're not athletically where you need to be. Let's get you start building some power, and then let's take a look at you on video and see that you're not moving like these guys are moving. You're lacking mobility. Like when do you hear from coaches that, you know, you're lacking mobility, you're lacking power, you're lacking your biomechanics, all this kind of stuff. So I just wish that coaches kind of start educating themselves on it and get themselves to that level where they can really start helping kids.
And it's unfortunate, guys. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I'll tell you my experience in Major League Baseball. So I worked with 2 teams, and when I went to the second team, I had an opportunity to take my biomechanics system and try to push into player development. And I met with the pitching coordinator, and the pitching coordinator was really not in a position to listen to what I was saying. Pretty, you know, shut down when it came to what I had to say. The player development, the director of player development looked at me and said, Brent, there's too much bandwidth here. What you're trying to do to baseball is basically too hard, Brent. This is too hard. We can't build this in. And I had a support from the top of the team, but unfortunately I didn't have enough support at the bottom. And unfortunately, what needs to be done to baseball as far as player development, and I would like to see it done at the top level so it will trickle down, it takes a tremendous amount of bandwidth. It takes everyone getting on board. It takes an organization who's willing to clean house, willing to allow this to happen, and create the base and then reestablish itself. But not many organizations are willing to do that, and barely any organization is willing to bet on me that that's going to work. I know it's going to work, so I got to get them to bet on me. That's one reason right now I'm backing away from Major League Baseball, because I don't want to spend the rest of my career trying to get them to bet on me, and then they don't bet on me. There's too much money in the game. It's a power play for them. I don't even really see them having seen value in me yet. Maybe they will. Still have Major League organizations that come down here, want to learn my system, and somehow figure out how to build it in. But it's the same problem they're going to have. If they can't get the organization to open up to this and allow it to infiltrate the foundation and reestablish the organization, I just see it, you know, band-aiding it, and maybe it works. I don't know, and that's unfortunate. That's what's going on with baseball. There's a lot of low-budget teams that are trying to do this. They're trying to take this new information, this more scientific approach, this full comprehensive approach of overall development for players, and build it into a system that was not built that way. And they're trying to do it in these little pieces, and it's like going into, you know, the Colosseum in Rome and pulling out one of the foundation and then putting in a new one, and then just doing that slowly over time and hoping that all of a sudden it's completely transformed. And it might work. I don't know, guys. That might work. But that's going to take like 40 years. And I'll be out of the game at that point. If they want to do it in the next 5 years, they need to go in and clean house and do it. And there's organizations out there that I think might be willing to do it, but not many, especially the ones I was in. It was too high budget. I don't think they're going to do it. They'll just buy players. But that's the problem, guys. And in college, it's the same thing. Same thing with the college. Because the college coach goes in and he completely buys into the system, builds it all in, and then has a couple bad years, and then they fire the whole staff. Yeah, it's unfortunate. So this is what's going on, guys, and that's why it's not trickling down. And you can't expect it from your Little League coach, your travel coach, your high school coach. They don't get paid enough to take the time and the effort to do this, guys. So you just got to come here. That's just the way it is.
Well, I was also going to say too, I think you were addressing it on Periscope, I believe, but you were saying that it's not gonna, the coaches aren't gonna change it. It's up to the players to start changing it. When they start educating themselves to be, where they're watching our show, for example, coming out with the science series and all this information we're giving, and you guys start putting it on them and demanding that you guys want this, that why are we not lifting weights? Why are we not filming our mechanics? Why are we not looking in the studies? Yeah, working on mobilities. Like, there's so many things that you guys can be demanding, and that's how it's going to start changing. It's not going to change with the coaches, because they'll always just stay the same. At the major league level, talent is always going to keep coming back through. They don't need to develop. They can always just pick more talent, pick more talent. Eventually, it'll get to the point, though, where like our goal should be that we just get you guys so educated that you're demanding it of them. You're telling them, well, studies say this, and we're doing, and like these guys are doing this and getting results. Why are we not doing it? So eventually, that's where it should start heading.
Right, and that's a great point, and that's what I see too. The more organizations have guys come in, you know, like Bob Wheatley, like David Ardsma, going, guys, look, y'all are missing the boat. Look at all the things you're not working on. You know, this is unfortunate, because I'm having tremendous success with that. Then those teams have to open up to that. And if you looked at the interview I did with Rachel, who's the head strength coach for Houston Astros, she talks about how that's why they're more open to say new things like Olympic lifting, because then you have guys coming in doing it that are experienced in it from college, and they want to be able to support that. So it's changing because of you guys. So the more guys out there that learn this stuff and take it upon themselves to learn it, and then go into their organizations in groups and show, hey, look, we are all doing this, and demanding that they learn it and open up to it and consider it, that's when things will have to start changing. It's forced to change.
Absolutely.
At that point. That's a good question. Probably just hang it there for this episode, because that one went long. Great question, Steve. If you have a question, go to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, at Top Velocity, hashtag Pitch Tips. Ask your question, answer on the show. Come down 3X Velocity camps, 2X camps. They're filling up, so try to book those ASAP. See you on the next episode.